Welcome to Glasgow Darkness Guides as pre-fest, and here we have some Greek black metal with us. We have Kawir, and this is Panos. How are you, my friend, and how is Scotland treating you?
It's my first day in Scotland. I think it's nice.
It's nice to be around here.
Not so much.
Not so much. All right. You've been here for more than, not in Scotland, but in the black metal scene more than 25 years. How does this age make you feel? You look young, but you have been here more than 25 years.
Yes. How I feel about today?
About your career in Kawir.
I never think about my career. Back then, we started something like an act of revolution against monotheism, maybe, or Christianity in Europe, anyway.
You have a new album coming out in 2020. Anything you can tell us about the new album?
Avrastia. I have to explain the meaning. The meaning of Avrastia is the female goddess of the revenge of the females. And it's the whole concept about heroic women that killing their husbands. It's a bit weird, a tragedy, or I don't know how to say it, but it's a fucked up situation, really.
But all the Greek stories are kind of fucked up. You have all the tragedies, you have all your philosophies and stories built around tragedies. Why is Greek culture filled with tragedies in the first place?
Because it's life like that. You can be happy, you can be sad, you have revenge, you have everything. So tragedy, in ancient Greek, it's harmolipi. Hara is the joy, lipi is sadness. So it's together, harmolipi. This is life.
That is all that life is to offer.
Exactly. Yeah.
Why did you choose to write black metal about these topics?
Because it's total black metal. It's total black metal. If you read the tragedy of Agamemnon, Orestes, all these families of Atreides, for example, there is nothing more. Nothing.
What inspires you to do black metal music these days?
My life, maybe.
Your own life?
Yes, I live like that. My life is a bit crazy.
Could you describe why it's so crazy?
No, no, indeed.
Okay, look, let's not go into personal stuff. But Greek scene has been very, very active already since the early 90s, even before. You have big names, not only you, but we have bands like Rotting Christ and Varas or Necromantia. How did Greek scene become so strong? What is your secret?
We are sick, maybe.
Like in mind?
Yes. But we are good people.
You're good people with good food, good culture.
No, really. What happened to us, if you consider all the mankind, how to say, it's really sick. Few people that can consider that, they can lose their mind, for example. Because we had a fucking empire and Christianity came and destroyed all all the temples, all the mind, all the philosophical schools, the Olympic Games, everything that came after 2000 years after, for example. So if you enter that, you will be sick really.
Yeah, if we think like that, we can understand that Greek culture was the foundation, still is the foundation of all the Western thinking, the way that our lives are built, and then Christianity just came and destroyed it all.
Okay, we can talk about that. I don't know. We can.
We can talk about it.
Okay, cheers.
Minttu voi leikata tästä jotain osan pois. Giving some instructions to my editor. So how do you feel about your career nowadays versus the early years? Which things are different in your opinion?
Just to play more lives and to see my friends. Nothing else.
Which places you have had the best gigs with? Which countries?
In Finland, we had, of course, Helsinki, in Brazil, Chile, Canada also. But okay, the homeland, it's Athens, it's always.
It's the best.
It's the best, yes.
How do you compare live, being a live band or being a studio band? Which one means more to you?
Oh, it's totally different because the studio band, no, it's just the possession. So needs years to make it. For example, this album, the last one, we needed 2 years or even 3 to make it. We were working it even with the previous album. And the live is different. It's just like that, coming, hitting you. If you like it, you like it. If not, that's it.
So, about new album, what can you tell about the new album and the themes and the lyrics?
Okay, I will start briefly, one by one. Very briefly story. Okay, the first track is Tideas, which was the most powerful man, and it starts with a man in purpose, the album. Then Tideas was very blasphemous to her protector Athena and eating the brain of his enemy. And Athena cursed him. So the story continues after that. Atalante, which is the second, was a female warrior and queen, Amazon, and fighting also together with Tideas. And Atalante was never wanted to get married. So she made that if any man can beat her, then she could be married. But no man could beat her, so she was killing all the men that proposed her for wedding.
So it was like a perfect warrior.
Yes, of course. And after it's coming Danaides. This is the connection with Egypt. Danaides were the Greek daughters, and Egypt's daughter were the Egypt's sons. You understand? So Egypt wanted the 50 sons of Egypt to marry the 50 daughters of Greece. the father of Danaides said, okay, do it, but in the first wedding night, kill them all.
That's brutal.
And they did it. They even eaten their heart.
Eating the hearts.
Yes,
That's very, very brutal.
yes. It's Greece ancient.
It's so tragic.
It's black metal.
It's very black metal.
So we continue to the, we continue to the fifth, Limniades, which means the woman of Limnos. Limnos is the island in North Aegean Sea. I'm from there anyway. And when they discovered that their men were going to strike, for example, and find and fucking other woman, they had to gather all the women of the island. They were waiting them, and when they were sleeping, they slaughtered all the men in the island in one night. So it was no men in the island. You
That's
understand
kind
that?
of a sick.
You understand?
Yeah.
So the life came after when the Argonauts came back to the island, and they had again children. Anyway, it's really sick, the whole album, if you get in this. And Kolchis means when the Argonauts going from Limnos, because after Limnos going to Kolchis, and Jason found Media, which is there is the end. And Media killed the children that made with Jason, killed everyone on her way. And the cover of the album, it's when she was in Corinth and said to the daughter of the king, Pelias, the three daughters, that your father has to be immortal, so you have to chop him up. So the daughters of Pelias chopped him up, and she became a queen.
So it's all about murder and killing
Yes, exactly.
people. You Greeks are so goddamn brutal with your stories. All right.
That's why, we say pagan or whatever, but it is pagan. Because life back then, it was like that.
It was brutal
It was brutal,
and
yes.
unforgiving.
Of course.
If there was a one album you would pick from your discography to recommend to a new audience, what would it be and why?
No, every album is different.
But if you would have to, if you're like in audience, like, okay, I find this band Kawir, but I don't know which one to start with. Which one would you recommend?
I will tell an example from something, for example. Are, our third album. We are not playing anymore from that album. This album took me a lot of years to gather all these ancient curses. I don't want to play it anymore. But this is a reality. What I gather is that things for thousands of years and will exist thousands of years. So, I don't know, maybe after 10 years they will like to listen to this album, I don't know. Or it's a really weird album for me. Our weirdest album.
Are there any bands that inspire you these days to create music? Or do you just listen to totally something different?
No, life is inspiring. Only. Music is always like we grow up. What to change in 25 or 30 years? I mean, just experiences. This is what I believe. Music is just your psychology, but taken out to the people.
What do you think is the key message in black metal to deliver to the audience
Nowadays,
or ever?
nowadays there is nothing I believe.
Why so?
It's all a fake and poser and lie.
Do you think black metal was more real in the 1990s?
Yes, it was.
So what went wrong?
Fashion, maybe. That's
Fashion. Do you think it became more mainstream? It became kind of a bad thing.
no idea. Really.
Well, nobody has an idea. So what lies ahead with Kawir in the coming years? Where will you be in 5, 10 years?
Maybe here to drink again together.
Maybe, that's
Maybe.
good possibility. But are there places you would like to conquer with the band?
No, it's not like that. It's for us from the beginning. It's people to think about the past, the ancient pride that's Necromandia saying, and to see, to be in the future. You have to look back. How to explain?
So in order to learn for the future, we need to read the history.
Of course.
So why make a new album? Why not just go back for the first album and second album?
I get back to make new album.
So you always go digging back the history in order to make a new album.
Yeah, exactly.
But how can you make it better?
I told you it's the experience of life.
So it's all about being in cycles.
Yeah, of course.
All right. Any word for the
I will
future?
not talk about technical stuff. You know, we are growing up, so of course the technique is growing. It's not like 25 years before. But it's how is the mind thinking after 25 years? That's why I'm telling. To go in front, you have to look back,
All right.
but much back.
Okay. But if you could give one advice for your future self,
Me.
for yourself, which you're gonna look at next, I don't know, maybe 5 or 10 years, what it would be?
I want to be the same.
You want to be the same
Yes, yes.
and learn about the past.
I want to be the same as a person, yes. Not to look like 20 years older.
So when I'm gonna meet you in 10 years and we're gonna have the ciders right here in Glasgow, you're gonna look like the same and you're gonna talk the same.
I have to do that.
All right. Thank you for so much for your time. Be sure to always think about the past. Be always sure to check out the whole history and you might learn.
It's not like that, exactly. Christians say, for example, that to us, the pagans, like in Greece, that we saved your spirits, whatever, but it's not like that. They just took it, copied it, they burned it, and now they keep it in the monasteries locked. And in Greece, the last years, it's really crazy what is going on because all the excavations they give it to the Italian school, to the Canadian school, to the Germanic school, even Finland. I don't know if you have.
Might be, I don't know.
Maybe Russian. I don't know. And it's fucking crazy. What the fuck? What is that? So what they are founding, these countries getting there for studies. But they are keeping it there. So where is the evidence? What is going on?
So they're putting in different places to hide it.
They are making the history totally different. Every country, every school, not every country. For example, Canadian school or Italian school. Italian school can give all this evidence to the Vatican. What the fuck is that?
Exactly. So religion eventually poisons everything.
Of course.
What would be your advice against religion?
Believe what you see, nothing else.
Believe it in what you see.
Yes.
That's a good advice. And with that philosophy, we shall tell you bye-bye. Check out Kawir's music online. We will have links below. Go to find this wonderful band from Greece and enlighten yourself. Thank you for this time.
You took my...
But
Let's drink.
let's drink. Bye-bye. How do you say cheers in Greece?
Yamas.
Yamas.
It's again to our health.
Yes. To our ancestors.